Wow, Wynncraft just dropped its first update in a while. I wonder what they added. Just a heads up, this is an April Fool's video they did a while ago. This isn't actually the actual update, but let's go ahead and look at the comments real quick. Okay, and let's sort by newest. Oh God. Oh no. The past like 24 hours, I have been coping so hard. I mean, believe it or not, I wasn't even gonna make this video. Like, what am I gonna do? Make a video on like the clothing update? What is it called? The wardrobe update? I'm good. Oh no, I didn't really care. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll like discuss it in a stream or something. Maybe it'll make it in the completionist VOD. But the more I keep hearing, the more I'm like, oh my God. These past 24 hours have been incredibly hard to stomach. I was even wondering if I even want to make content for this game anymore. The first impressions of all this was pretty dire. I mean, even Wintel might quit content creation.
To be honest, I think some of the more egregious things are guaranteed to be changed at this point, but if somehow these things are untouched despite the overwhelming criticism and feedback made by the community, I will be quitting Wynncraft content creation and eventually the game itself.
That's crazy! I don't know if you guys know Wintel, but this guy loves this game. He's got some crazy stuff, and even he's just off the cuff just going like, yeah, I might quit content creation for this game. That's pretty crazy. Or, that's what it was looking like before this post. But first, let's start at the beginning. You know how when you're like opening gifts on Christmas, and you've been waiting all year for this day, and you have that great big box in the corner of the room with the cool wrapping paper, and you're like, oh yeah, that's where the big present is. And when you finally open it, a bunch of fucking socks fall out. Except these aren't just socks. These are pink girly Barbie socks that you never asked for. Congratulations, you have now experienced the feelings the entire community has felt over the past 24 hours. Let's start out with the actual good stuff. It's like the cool wrapping paper you see before you get to the socks inside. Now first, we got the wardrobe. As you can see, you can kind of like spin it around your avatar. And not only that, take a look at this. Let's say I want to change my hit, want to change my weapon. Oh, look at that. You can do like a full 360 around your avatar and, you know, get a look at how things look. And obviously, no Wynncraft update is complete without, you know, a revamp of some UI of some form. As you can see, we got our crates, we got our pets, we got our consumables. I mean, everything just looks like, you know, so much different, right? Like, this is so much prettier. Look at that. We got a hat, we got a hammer, we got a ribbon here, we got a little title up here. I think it looks awesome. This is really cool. Not only that, but pets were redone as well. Like, you see, I'm going to toss on a couple. You could see them all. You got this new dragonling. Look at the wing animations, dude. This had to be like commissioned or something. This looks amazing. And you got these, I don't know, Wybbles. They got little feet when they walk around and shit too. I don't know. It looks a lot more like the plushie. I like that a lot. Or let's say you want to open some crates, right? How about a new, freshly like revamped crate animation? Sorry, I was in shoulder surfing and kind of broke it for a second, but I think it usually tosses your like avatar in front of it when you like, I don't know, open crates as well. But I guess I'm not there for some reason. You like flip open the crate. It has like a whole animation. I don't know what happened to it, but regardless, it's cool. You can spin your camera around it and everything. Then we also got new bomb animations. So let's do /bombs. And as you can see right off the bat, you could, let's toss a fucking prof bomb. Check this out. Little bomb. You get like the shockwave in the air. Everybody sees it. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. I think it's cool. It's pretty. And it kind of feels like more like MMO RPG-esque. It just feels fancy. I like it a lot. Also, of course, I gotta talk about my favorite one. The party cracker. This used to be called a party bomb, but check this out. Wait, the villagers jump too? That might be an old thing, but that's kind of cool. But yeah, look, you chuck snowballs as per usual. Oh no, I like it a lot. I think it's pretty neat. Obviously, you see this border here? This used to be like a particle border, but I mean, it goes for totems too. Also, you got like gathering totems. I'm not sure what that does yet. But you get like a mob totem. Look at these. These are obviously like way more special, but these also have like the ring around it instead of like the particles. I think that looks really neat, and I wish Wynncraft did it earlier. This is really cool. I like this a lot. But these are the things I like. Now, I'm going to show you the things everybody was shitting themselves about. This is the first sock that fell out of the Christmas present. I think it's easier to just kind of show you what they are rather than reading it off the forum post. So this is trackers. These are shiny trackers right here, where you can re-roll a shiny. Like, bro? Really? Okay, to put things simply, imagine waiting months and then grinding days, hours to get the exact shiny you wanted. You worked hard for that thing. And you want to show everybody that you were there when it came up and you worked hard to get it. Well, what if you just re-rolled it until you got what you wanted? Nothing says hard work like paying real life cash to get the shiny you want. But I'm not hurt by this. But even then, my heart aches for those affected by this. This is a little bit sad. And then you got like tracker resets, I guess. Guild rename tokens. I mean, who cares? That's cool, I guess. But here's the real kickers right here. 5 daily bonus reward refreshes. Okay, that sounds cool, right? Like, say you want to raid and you want to refresh your daily bonus boost. This is something you get daily, and then once you do it, it's over. You can't do it again until the next day. But you could use a refresh token to refresh your daily bonus boost. And not only that, look at the description. Can be stacked. Oh boy. And let's go over here. Can be stacked. Okay, raiding is one thing, but think about loot running, man. Oh my god. Yeah, this is game breaking to say the least. Again, can be stacked. Oh boy. Nothing like infinitely stacking these fucking things to get exactly what you want. That's that's a little bit broken. Oh my god. Nothing says hard work like paying real life money to get exactly what you want. Also, don't you just hate starting out in the game with no ability points? Well, lucky for you. This update's to the rescue. Oh, let's see how many we have. 6 early points from champion. Now, I'm going to let Wintel talk about this real quick because he goes a bit more in depth about why early ability points are like an issue with the early progression in the game and how this is like a massive detriment later on, especially concerning raids.
But I think giving players early access to certain abilities messes with the natural progression in the way players were meant to interact with pieces of content. Bosses that were designed to be a challenge to level 50 players now get steamrolled by people who have access to abilities they wouldn't have until level 62. All because they spent more money than you. If skill progression is a problem, I don't think this is a good solution, since as early as level 80 you now have access to every ability point. And there are 26 more levels you can get. 26 levels where you don't get access to any new abilities you couldn't have gotten before. Now at the end of the day, it is up to the player to decide whether or not you want these extra points, and it doesn't affect any other players and their enjoyment of content. Except that part isn't true. The game has 2 raids you can consider pre-endgame, Nest of the Gritsing and Nexus of the Light. These raids can be accessed at level 54 and 79 respectively. Since these raids are also meant for endgame players, the damage and HP scales based on level. That way, a level 79 player can still contribute in the same rate as 3 endgame players. Now, there are already ways to take advantage of this system, so-called level scaling, by bringing really strong builds at lower levels to basically nuke the boss. But now, level 80 players can run Nexus of the Light with all 45 ability points. Not only does this make level scaling even stronger, it also just gives players with ranks an unfair advantage compared to other players at that level. And you used to be able to do this with just 39 points. Now think about all the potential possibilities with 45. The drawback to level scaling and doing raids at a low level is, yes, rewards, but you still get the same amount of aspect pulls, and for a game that is actively nerfing / buffing items and abilities every patch for the sake of balance, it is laughable to allow for such unbalanced and blatantly overpowered interactions to exist.
Now, I've actually had a bit of like experience with this myself. Now, on my second channel, this is the channel you're watching right now. I've actually been abusing level scaling quite a bit. This is when I hit level 60 in my completionist series. I got this level 60 build meant exclusively for Nest of the Grootlings. What it does is it uses a bunch of things at level 60 to do way more damage than it should. So instead of doing like 50k damage, because of level scaling in raids, I do like way more damage than I'm supposed to be doing, usually like 5 or 6 times more. Now this is me and NOTG right here. This was on stream, and as you can see I did like 2.5 mil in that boss fight. Let's go to the end. It looks like I hit 3 mil. I think it was like my first raid with this build. And as you can see, I did 44% of the whole like party damage of the entire raid at level 60. That is so stupid. Now imagine how much better it would be if I got 6 more skill points at that point. Oh my, like even like having like double totem or something would be fucking game breaking. At level 60, my damage would be so high. Oh my god, that would be ridiculous. I can't wait for the day that everybody has like a level 60 to 70 class that they use to do like those earlier raids with, because they know that it's going to do significantly more damage than any endgame DPS build. Now, here's probably the biggest thing that people were upset about this update. So instead of giving us things this update, they decided to take away. Now, in the spirit of simplifying it, new players only after the update goes live will start with 3 character slots. Are you fucking serious? Imagine like you're a new like player after this update and you're like, I wonder how you got all those character slots. Could you tell me how? And then the person responding is like, oh, suck it up, buddy. I played before you. Bro, that's like so insulting. Now, the community was obviously outraged. Someone literally made a thread with like over 300 reactions agreeing to boycott the update. Like, look at this. Boycotting Wynncraft if these pay-to-win changes go through. Who's with me? Yes, X is how many people signed. And would you look at that? 366 along with a check mark and a pay to win. Look at this shit. I_vow to boycott Wynncraft if these changes don't go through. And they list like a bunch of different things. Removing daily reward reset tokens. Being transparent about price changes. An official apology. Spreading awareness. Tell your guild friends. Oh my god. And then why is the boycott? Like refusing to interact in anything that makes them money. Leaving servers that bombs are active on. Not using totems. Not buying shares. Not buying ranks. That is crazy. Dude, 300 reactions. That is so much attention. Dude, 300 reactions cannot be understated. People were so upset. This dude even made a thread asking for an audit of Wynncraft. Like, okay. That's a thread. That's a request. I don't think the IRS has jurisdiction in Canada. But then a miracle happened. As if the gods were listening to every single one of us. A new post dropped from the man himself. Hey y'all, we released the beta of the Wardrobe Wonders yesterday, which brought some store changes and new perks. Many of y'all have shared your feedback in memes and made some great points, so we've decided to make some changes based on it. So basically, he's just clearing a few things up about it, and he immediately starts it off with changing the slots from 3 to 5. That way you can actually play like all 5 classes, instead of only limiting it to 3, and he's explaining why he wanted to make it only 3. Because most of the people who play Wynncraft only play like 3 characters. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna cut it off at 3 and not give them the 4th, because only 6% of people like try to make a 4th character. I mean, makes sense, but just taking away the option just kind of sucks. And I guess he sees it because a lot of people complained about it. So good job, community. And then he the loan ability points, where that's a little bit OP, that I was explaining earlier, is kept at 4 instead of 6. I'm gonna be honest, this is still kind of bad. Get literally any advantage at all at like level 60, 70, 80 when you're doing these other raids is a massive leg up on anybody who's going to be endgame. Like, you might as well play exclusively level scaled. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people turning their XP off immediately once they have access to all of the ability points in the game. Sure, you're going to be missing out on a couple of items, but level scaling is a bit too OP, to be honest. And this is what I was complaining about. Attack effects are gone. Anyone who's an avid viewer of me fucking knows I really love the fire attack effect on Shaman. You can see it in my very first video down here. Yeah, I'm not getting that anymore. I'm gonna have the default particles. I'm a little bit upset with that, but I'm also probably like the only person complaining, so who gives a shit? It's like me complaining about the hero plus rank. Who cares? They also like rebalanced a few of the share prices. I didn't really give these a good look, to be honest. I think a lot of other people did. I'm really lazy. I'm a bad content creator. So I'm just going to skip past this. This is probably really good. And additionally, me, like many other people, complained about the tokens. Now, obviously, a lot of people complain about the tokens too, because that's like obviously extremely pay to win. And he says here, we understand that these perks may be dangerous if not done right. So we'll be careful and we'll keep an eye on them. For example, the tracker reroll tokens adds a counter next to the tracker to make sure that non-rolled trackers are still special and valuable. That's kind of nice, I guess. And that gives a lot more value to people who like got these like day one, like waiting months for like certain shinies. So that makes a bit more sense. I like that. I'm not really a shiny enthusiast, so this doesn't really hit me that hard. Oh, and obviously token stack is reduced to only 3 instead of like literally infinite. We will also tweak their pricing to make sure they do not become too powerful. So with that said, I think they took most of like these big things that everybody was screaming about and kind of dialed it back. And basically like the rest of the post is like a few other minor things and plus them like discussing like business costs. Because obviously, like, I mean, we all see through it. This is to make money. This whole update is about silver bowls, making money. It's the wardrobe update, right? Like we're getting all these like new cosmetic things. And they're talking about how they have like 30 or so active paid members. And look at that. They got 3 game devs, a sysadmin. We have a web dev, managers, composers, 2D artists, modelers, animators, an editor, and an accountant. So obviously it's a lot of people and they all got to be paid. So they obviously got to like amp up the amount of revenue they're making from Wynncraft, which makes sense. We all get it. And as long as the business practices are honest, I want to contribute towards this game. I fucking love Wynncraft, dude. I think this is my favorite part though. Guys, I think Salted read the thread. Now let's talk about these damn rich owners. He's referring to himself, obviously. It's not a huge deal personally to me, but it has been a thing in the community for a long time now, and I might as well mention it too. I'm well aware of the numerous memes and about my many yachts. I love them too, but please keep in mind these are just memes. For anyone who's clueless, it's a big meme in the community. It's like, oh, this is a pay to win update. Sultan's gonna go buy himself another yacht. This is directly addressing that, I guess. Anyways, he goes on to say, I'm a very private person, but for transparency's sake, this is what I made this year before taxes in Canadian dollar. 32K. About 24K USD. That's what he made from Wynncraft. And he says, I've actually stopped taking salary for 2 months. I'm a lot more interested in owning the absolute best MMORPG server than owning money. I live extremely frugally in the same rent-controlled apartment for the past 10 years, next to a homeless shelter using a kitchen table as my desk. Now, don't take pity on me. I still do own a great business, which has its own inherent value. But over the years, I've stuck with Wynncraft through its highs and lows and still plan to for the foreseeable future. Now, obviously, Wynncraft is pretty important to him. So here's a screenshot of his monthly salary from Wynncraft's accounting. I've taken more in oh my god. And right here is apparently a picture of how much he made from Wynncraft. I'm not logged in, so I can't really look at it. But shout out Salted. I think he read the thread. He gave an audit of Wynncraft. Look at Sugo down here. Holy shit, he actually did it. That's so fucking funny. Now, here's some other things that some people were complaining about. I'm just going to play a clip from Gisu and Gamer real quick. Now, this is Gisu and Gamer's channel, and this is their video that they uploaded about this update and, you know, how it's going to kill Wynncraft. And this is their take on, like, the shiny, mythic, you know, tint that they added. They grinded, like, hours, days for these, like, shiny heroes. And they absolutely adore them. And this is their reaction to the update.
I think the first thing we should start talking about is cosmetics. Do you want to start, Gamer, on your opinion? Because I know you have a really big opinion about what's in our hands right now.
Oh, boy. So the thing I'm holding right now is Shiny Hero. So Shiny Hero, I spent, trying to think, like maybe 60 to 70 hours grinding or something during the week it was in chest. It's Mob's Kill Tracker. 277,000 kills, and you know, it's really sentimental, and I thought it looked nice with the glow. Now it looks like piss. It looks like someone just took a piss on this weapon. Like, I know we piss around a lot, but I think we pissed around too much, and it just all culminated on this, and I don't know, why the fuck is it this color? Like, yeah, it glows every once in a while, and it's supposed to be shiny, but it just looks awful. And this is on every shiny mythic.
Yeah. So, for a long time, I think people have really wanted them to have custom textures for shinies. Because, you know, other than the tracker and the occasional enchanted glint, shinies weren't really that special. And so they finally did something. They pissed on it for you. congratulations, you got pissed on. It's not great. It really isn't. There's so much they could have done with the shinies. The community would have been so happy to make custom textures for shinies, but they literally just went and just pissed on your fucking food, bro.
Anyways, that's their opinion on the shinies. I'm gonna come in here with a much hotter take. I don't think, let's go back to where we're looking at these things. I think it could have been worse. Honestly, I think if they, okay, here's the ultimate take. I think day one, shinies should have been golden. I think they should have. I think they should have pissed on him day one. People would be a lot less upset. I mean, day one wasn't great either, but man, I think if they were just yellow from day one, I think people would care a hell of a lot less. But also, I gotta say, I don't really like them either. It kind of looks like they just grabbed every Wynncraft mythic and then just grabbed a little hue slider and just dragged at the yellow. I don't know. I'd like to see these skins remade with like actual golden textures with like yellows and oranges. I don't know. I think they could be redone a little bit. I think it's savable, but right now I'm not a big lover. But I like the idea that they're like, oh yeah, let's kind of redo the textures a little bit. Let's make it obvious that they're shiny. I don't agree with like the stance of like, oh, let's just outsource it to the community. I think they'll do a better job. I mean, they probably would do a better job, but like Wynncraft team is going to do Wynncraft team things. If they have like a team for it, they're probably just going to let their team do it. But however, I do agree that they could have done a better job. On the contrary, I've heard that they've bound like this like shiny glint stuff to like a shader or something in the game. I don't even know if it's like even possible to do like yellows and oranges to like make a proper gold texture for this. Or if it's just like you can only add like hue shades to like shaders or something. I don't know how this stuff works. I should probably stop yapping. This is out of my field of expertise, but I just thought I'd mention that real quick. Another big thing, I kind of do have a negative opinion on this, to be honest. We're going to go back to the wardrobe real quick. I'm shoulder surfing, my bad. And this is the glints. I didn't really show these earlier, but if you add like, hold on, I think I gotta disable shaders real quick so you can actually properly see these. But if you apply like a glint or something, let's do like red. Like my hat turns red, right? Which is cool. Well, this is like the same thing. It's the fucking like the bro. Fuck off. I have moved to a better spot. Anyways, but then you get like these other ones like plasma or shadow. Actually, let's show off probably like chroma. That's a decent one to show off. You get like a little rainbow hat. Look at this. It just like changes color. That's pretty cool. It doesn't work with shaders, however. It just makes everything fucking green for some reason. So can't use that in videos, but I don't know. It's a thought that counts. It's cool. But here's the problem, right? Oh, how do you get the chroma? Oh, you gotta wait 12 months and 5 days. Oh no. And chroma's not even the top either. Look at that. Or it's chrome, my bad. I'm like severely retarded, I guess. Here's reflection. 24 months and 10 days. I actually have this unlocked because I do appreciate Wynncraft. I would be paying for this, but I haven't quite hit the glitch tier yet. 36 months and 20 days. 3 years! You gotta wait 3 years to get this thing. Oh no, that's a bit ridiculous. This probably won't even change. It's not even a big deal, but like, damn, dude. It's like, hello, new updates out, guys. Look at all these things you don't have access to. Oh no, it's a bit of a slap in the face, a kick in the dick. And then we have the new rank that just came out, Hero Plus. It replaced my media chat tag apparently. Oh no, that's kind of silly. Whatever, who cares? It comes with all these different things. I guess you get world event warps with this. Yeah, it's Hero Plus that gives world event warps. It's the stars is what comes with the rank, or like what starts coming with the rank. Anyways, it's just kind of like a bridge between hero and champion. They decided to call it Hero Plus. Oh no, whatever. I don't really care about the name. Other people had heavier opinions than I did. I don't really care. But hey, I get it. There's a big difference between hero and champion, and they're like, you know what? Let's add like a less expensive rank than champion that people can use to, you know, get access to some of those champion perks without playing like the full price. I don't know. I agree with it. That's fine. I don't really care. I mean, fuck Bombell, I guess. That's all you're really losing, to be honest. Oh, and super priority. I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. And then we have the latest build reworks in the game. As far as I heard, Warrior got hit pretty hard. Hero got like super nerfed. Bash Scream isn't playable. Upper Scream is remotely playable, I think. I don't know what's going on there. And Idol got a new major ID that does basically nothing. Nobody figured out a way to make it do DPS. So I don't know. I don't really know these things. I'm going to leave it to Wintel's video. I'll link that in the description. He goes in depth with all the numbers in this update. I didn't bother looking at them. I'll figure it out later. But I will say this. I'm kind of frustrated with how often like the content team is like nerfing and like buffing builds. Because like when I'm live streaming, the number one thing I see in my chat is people complaining about coming back to Wynncraft and seeing their builds get nerfed. They're like, man, I might as well just stick them more forever because, dude, my builds don't even work anymore. I love spending all of this money on a really expensive, like, specific build just for it to not work in a couple of months, which is really fair. I think that's Wynncraft's probably biggest problem right now. And honestly, I might make like a main channel video on that specific topic in particular. I don't know. Wynncraft has got way too many items, bro. And I am not the only person to say this. Oh, and apparently they reworked Trickster 2. I don't really care about this because I don't play Assassin, so I'm just going to fully ignore that. You can eat shit in the comments. I don't care. And then this is probably like the biggest thing to come out of this update, I think. It's the loot run trials right here. It says the Silverbolt Corporation is always looking for new ways to bring value to their investors. And I guess you get to do these like little trials in the middle of your loot runs. I don't know. I don't loot run. I'm still loot run Elite 3. All I do is raid, bro. That is all I do in this game. I will say though, I've heard that these things are like not like balanced at all. They're in really rough shape right now. I don't know. I expect that this is something that'll just work itself out in the future. Probably just don't do them for now while they're still like ridiculously difficult or something. I don't know. I've heard a few people talk about it, but most people are just yapping about like the Silverbolt changes. So that's all I'm going to focus on for this video, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that deep, to be honest. I don't know. Thanks to Salted releasing the official Wynncraft audit, we're saved. The update's fine, guys. I don't know. I don't think it's that deep. I don't know. They took away the biggest problems, which was like the token refreshes and like the ability point things. Or at least they put like limiters on them. I don't know. They still persist. But, oh no. As long as they're watching them, I'm pretty sure this is going to work themselves out in the future. I don't know. Or I'm coping. Or I'm wrong. I don't know. Fucking shit on me in the comments or something. I don't care. This is fine. I'm coping hard. But this is probably the most unpopular update Wynncraft has ever received. Nearly every player was unanimously disagreeing with this update, of which includes moderators and even members of the content team. Fire Wynncraft. I'd personally release an update for Champion Plus, where you give all these premium players their own separate server away from the poors. I personally want to play Wynncraft without looking at poor people. And I demand separate restrooms and drinking fountains too. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for stopping by.